Hey everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Grass. I'm going to try to do a really quick polymer clay share. These are the beads that I showed in the last video that have the Ranger Roman Gold embossing powder in them, with some transparent clay and a couple of different blues, a pearl blue and a, I'm not sure what that blue is called, probably just blue. Here they are with just my finest grit of sandpaper and being buffed. I buffed them out after I just barely went over them with the sandpaper. I just wanted you to be able to see the difference. Just a minuscule amount of sanding and then buffing it with, I have a heavy cloth napkin from, I think it actually came from a restaurant. These may be the Delta ones, Delta Airlines ones. And you know, I got them out of a resale shop, or probably got them at a garage sale. It's more like it out of a box of junk. These are mostly just charms that I've been working on for like maybe a ornament, a tree ornament. Oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get far enough away. Or something like that. A charm off of a mini album or some other sort of project. So this one just says Joy. And I've used a couple of different rubber stamps on there. And then this is sprayed with that Buccaneer bronze Lady Stamp Gang spray, Moonshadow Mist. And this one just has a bit of holly and a bit of a flourish. And they're both stamped on both sides. These are some little holly leaf head pins actually that I made, so they don't have a hole in them or anything. The eye pin runs straight through the clay. And then just a glass beads and some spacers. So there's that one. I'll go ahead and do the three of these longer ones. Again, this is a rubber stamp of a snowflake. I don't know why I wanted to run those together. And these just have just a little bit of Lady Stamp Gang Magicals for that beautiful silver. It's the Silent Night silver. A glass bead, and again some spacer beads, and then some little glass iridescent faceted beads. And then this bit up here, I did that swirl, I don't know if you can see the swirly stamp that it's a silicone stamp actually that's made for polymer clay. And after I painted it blue and put a sealer on it, maybe I did it before the sealer. Anyway, that's the Pearl Beauty. I just used my Versamark pad and put Pearl Beauty on it and then heat set it. And then I went over it again with the gloss sealer. And see, I'm tongue-tied today. And then the last of those is this one. And that same swirl stamp. This time I just went over it with the Magicals mixed with a little bit of my gloss sealer. Cute, cute, cute. And then this is a piece of a faux geode that I did a long time ago. I would love to do these again, and may do that and show you how I did that. I've got them in several different colors, green on the outside, brown, purple. My grandson got a hold of these last year, and I still find them all over the house where he has played with them in his toy buckets, and so he had a blast with those. So there's that one. Oh, again with the glass bead and some spacer beads. Little bitty tiny iridescent seed beads. To finish that story that I started to tell about the seed beads, we used to have a little bitty tiny resale shop up here in the town that I live in, which is a tiny town, which would explain why it's not there anymore. I got this big fishing krill basket that, I kid you not, was like 12 inches tall and probably at least 8 inches wide, maybe 10 inches wide. And it was full of the little vials of seed beads. Full. Probably 100 vials at least. And each one of them had a little bitty, had a little bitty label that said, you know, if they were blue, it would say B, BL, whatever, and the size of the seed bead. Well, of course, all those little tags, because this basket of seed beads was so old, all the little tags were down at the bottom of the basket. Not one of them was still attached to the little vial, so I'm not that knowledgeable about seed beads, so who knows what size they are. So, okay, here is another one that I made Christmas ornament and used a different snowflake stamp. And again, it just has the magicals mixed in with my gloss sealer. And then, actually it was sprayed first, I'm sorry. It was sprayed first with the the Lindy Stamp Gang, the Autumn Maple Crimson. Yay, Lynn! And then I went over it with the magicals in my gloss sealer. I'll get it out. A couple of little iridescent acrylic beads, and again some tiny little gold seed beads. And then another Christmas ornament bead that has the same two finishes on it. So there's that one. Then I'll go here first. This one was strictly just for fun. This is, I have a mold that I made of a broken off porcelain button, a broken off porcelain rose. And I made a mold of it. A little sugar skull and a couple of little flowers in her knot hair. So cute. Now I'll go here, and of course they're all double-sided. On this side she has the little spider that goes with the spider web. I've done a green apple like this that is in another video. And I just love the way this turned out. Oh, it's so rich and pretty. Again, a little flourish stamp that I did on either edge of the apple to give it a little place for the sprays to rest, to give it that little bit of shadowing and dimension. A leaf that I added to the piece while it was still raw, I should say, and a little veil that I made that is inside the apple. And this one is sprayed with, I'm not really sure. If I had to guess, it's the Autumn Maple Crimson, and then the Buccaneer Bronze that I used to give it the antiquing. A pumpkin, and I've done several pumpkins like this. And these leaves actually have that Treasure Island aqua on them that really showed up excellent against this green. Fabulous. And this has got some of the Red Hot Poker Orange, and again with that Buccaneer Bronze. Oh, and I also used the flourish stamp on the edge of these. And then this one is a little different. These are some leaves that some holly leaves that I've made that are going to go together, and I'm going to make some glittered berries. to go with it. You know, something like that. So those will dangle. And then the piece de resistance, because I just love those pearl embossing powders. Isn't that cool? Look at it. Probably wouldn't be able to use it for jewelry just because it's so thin. If I made one for jewelry, I'd make it a little thicker down the spine. But this I just painted black and then used those pearl embossing powders. I just used my Wow embossing pen and did the little center bits. I did the blue first and then the copper. And then, I don't know if you can tell, let me see on the back side maybe, I went back with the violet right in the center. And then I took my Versamark pad and carefully with the tip of it, you know, I went everywhere else with the green. And then, while it was still hot, but after it was all, you know, melted, I went back and sprinkled just a little bit of the blue down the center. And then after that all cooled, I went back with my Wow embossing pen and I just did barely around the edge. I don't know if you can tell it, but it's got just a little bit of that violet on there. You can tell a little bit better on the back side. Sweet! And then after it was all cool, I went over it with my gloss sealer. So, love that. So, that's what I've been up to for the past weekish or so. And this is the one I already showed that has the blue and the silver. And you can't really tell other than it's pearly on either one. So, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright. That's it for today and probably for the weekend, but I will be back Monday because I have tons of other stuff in the work. You know I do. In the works. So, holler at y'all later. Bye now.